Hi everybody, Davide Gomba here from Officina Arduino. Today we talk about open source hardware PLC, which means computers designed to fit in a factory, which, as we are going to discover, has specific needs in order to be approved and certified. We're talking about this with Loic De Buck, which is one of the co-founders of Industruino, a Belgium startup which is now based in Shenzhen. He has been producing different sized of PLC based on Arduino. Is that correct?
That's correct. Basically, it started with a product which was compatible with Arduino, which was basically to enclose your project into a DIN rail enclosure. So that basically it's running on 5 volt. It's like a normal Arduino, but it enables you to take your project that you prototyped on Arduino and to install it permanently. So after that, we saw that our users also were looking at something that was more immune to harsh environments. So basically higher voltage levels, 24 volts, 4 to 20 milliamp, like a traditional PLC. And that's where we then designed our second product, which is the Indio. So the first one, the Proto, is the 5 volt, and the Indio is the 24 volt version. Both of them are based on a similar architecture where you basically have a top board, which is like the normal Arduino, has a microcontroller, all the I/O, and then you have a baseboard. For the Proto, it's just a prototyping area where you can put your own components. But with the Indio, you have all kinds of level shifting, isolation, protection for your industrial I/O requirements. So
you were comparing this to the PLC world, but in the PLC world, you don't normally have access to all the GPIOs you normally have access to while using the Arduino IDE. Which is the reaction of your customers?
There's a big difference. Like in PLCs, they program with ladder logic. It's all very, limited in what you can do. So in this sense, the users really like that they have full flexibility of all the I/O, but at the same time they can break a lot more. So they need to know their system and how it will interact really well in order to make it work reliably. So it gives you a lot more opportunities to import some library you found from Arduino online, to add some SPI chips. But you need to understand what you're doing, and most of the people that work with Arduino understand to a level that they can...
So you're addressing to an audience of people that work in a factory or own a factory, but already familiar, they already know the Arduino world because they know how to program Arduino. Do you offer them examples?
Yeah, on our blog we show some examples of, for example, 4 to 20 milliamp PT100 industrial temperature sensor to an Arduino sketch, which then uploads it to EMON energy monitoring. So there we show how the hardware is connected, how to use it with our product, the sketch example which they can just take and upload, and we show a little video how to do that as well.
When did you start it, and where are your customers then?
We started in 2013, and most of our customers are in Europe. Let's say 80% of our customers.
80% of European. How do you deal with certifications? I mean, European market is famous, as well as the US one, to have specific certification addressed for the industry world.
Sure.
Which are the certification of the product?
Well, we work with a lab in Belgium to do the testing and help with the certification. Basically, there's a lot of requirements about immunity, emissions, safety. So basically, you have to go through a whole set of tests, and yeah, that's what we did.
Yeah. Okay. So, which is the future of these devices? Do you think open hardware is going to go mainstream within some years? Do you think that word needs some more time to be accepted?
I see there's a lot of, it comes from two sides. I mean, you have users that started with Arduino and now they have projects that graduating to the real world where they need to connect to reliable sensors, actuators, but there's this gap. You're sitting in a 5-volt world and you have to deal with 24-volt signals, etc. That's one group of users. And you also have the established group of engineers that used PLCs before, and maybe in their spare time they start playing with Arduino and they're, wow, this is so much easier, so much more flexible to build things. But they want the same reliability and they want the same kind of interfacing that they're used to with their traditional PLCs. So at some point these two groups will meet each other. And yeah, it's really interesting that how like old engineers seem interested and young hackers and makers are interested
as well.
Yeah.
Going deep on your product, which are the different shades of it? I see like there is an Ethernet control board, there is the Proto you named before, it's 5-volt, and then this Indio, it's 24 volts, which is really popular in industry.
Yeah. So yeah, there's the two main products, but within these two products, there's also differentiation in the microcontroller. So the basic one has a 32U4 Leonardo-compatible microcontroller, and then we also have a 8090 USB 1286, which is equivalent to that chip, but with 128 kilobytes of memory, more SRAM, bigger pinout, so a bit more flexibility. But they're all interchangeable. So basically, with the different baseboard, Proto or Indio, and two versions of top board, you create basically 4 different products. And then of course you have the Ethernet module which connects to both, and they basically slide next to it, and there's a IDC connector which basically expands the functionality.
You can pile them up.
Yeah. And so the same module can go then to the Proto. Yeah.
Do your customers produce their own boards?
Yeah, that's another thing. So we supply the design files for the baseboard, which has the pinouts and the physical shape of this baseboard. So people that need something very specific, maybe they don't need, because this is like the ideal mix. You have 8 channels digital, 4 channels analog. It's a mix of everything, and it can work with most projects. But some people, they don't need that much analog, or they need something very specific, a high-speed counter or something like that. Yeah. And they can take that design and in Ego make their own baseboard, and they don't have to worry about the interface, the LCD, that's all there, the enclosure. They can just make sure that they have the same pinout on this FPC connector and click in their own board, and they have a finished product. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Loic. This has been really interesting. I'm very happy you are here because we're going to be present in a conference held here in Turin about PLCs and open hardware. So maybe we're going to discuss further, and we're going to update information about this interesting product, which happens to be Arduino AtHeart certified in its Proto version, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Thank you for now, and bye-bye, people.